is ticking, but not on a wall and not in the sky. The countdown is happening right now, within the silence of your own being. They tell you there are only 10 seconds left, and in a very profound spiritual sense, they are right. But this is not a countdown to destruction. It is a countdown to decision. 10 seconds is exactly the amount of time it takes to withdraw your attention from the world of shadows and place it firmly upon the reality of your wish fulfilled. You see, the great Archangel Michael is revealed to us today not as a being of feathers and gold descending from the clouds, but as a specific, powerful attitude of your own wonderful human imagination. Michael, whose name asks the question, "Who is like God?" is the courageous quality of mind that dares to challenge the evidence of your senses. Right now, in this very moment, this presence is seeking you. It is the urge within you to rise above your current limitations. It's that quiet, persistent desire that you have pushed aside because it seemed too good to be true or too difficult to achieve. That desire is God seeking you. The Creator speaks to man through the language of desire. When you feel that longing to be more, to have more, to express more, it is not a temptation to be suppressed. It is the divine imagination knocking at the door of your consciousness. The tragedy is not that we are unworthy, but that we ignore the call. We look at the facts of life, the empty bank account, the medical report, the loneliness, and we bow down to them as if they were gods. But Michael stands ready to cut those cords, if only you will listen. If this stirring within you feels familiar, if you sense that there is a grander design for your existence that you have yet to fully claim, then perhaps it is time to equip yourself for the journey. For those who are ready to stop wandering and start deliberately creating, I invite you to explore the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This is not just a book, it is a trilogy. A practical map designed specifically for the chosen ones who are ready to awaken to who they really are. It is a guide to help you heal the invisible blocks that have held you back and to expand your life with stability, learning how to receive, sustain, and multiply your good without a single ounce of guilt. Whether you prefer to read the ebook or listen to the audiobook, this resource is waiting for you. You can find the link in the pinned comment or the description below. If you feel the resonance, do not wait. Secure your copy and begin the transformation. Now let us return to this urgent visitation. Why do we say there are only 10 seconds left? Because the present moment is the only time you possess. The past is a memory, a frozen image of a state you once occupied. The future is an imaginal act not yet made visible. All power is concentrated in the now. When you say, "I will be happy tomorrow," or "I will be wealthy next year," you are ignoring the God who is seeking you today. The I Am does not live in the future. His name is I Am, not I Will Be. When Archangel Michael, that spirit of bold faith, reveals himself, he demands an immediate transformation of self-definition. He asks you to look at your problem, whatever it may be, and deny its final authority over you. This is the spiritual warfare you have heard of, but it is fought entirely within the skull. The dragon that Michael fights is nothing more than your own disorderly thoughts, your fears, and your reactions to the outer world. Every time you react with fear to a news report or with anger to an insult, you are feeding the dragon. You are giving your life substance to a state you do not wish to experience. To ignore God is simply to continue reacting to the world instead of acting from your imagination. It is to sleep when you are being called to awake. Ask yourself, in the quiet of your heart, what is the desire I have been ignoring? What is the dream I buried because I thought I wasn't chosen enough? If you can identify that desire, give it a subtle nod of recognition right now by clicking the like button, as a signal to your own subconscious that you are listening. The revelation is this: you do not need to earn this presence. You do not need to plead for it. The state of the chosen one is a choice you make, not a lottery ticket you hope to win. God chooses you the moment you choose your ideal. The instant you dare to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you have been chosen. The Archangel Michael is that faculty in you that stands guard at the door of your mind, allowing only the thoughts that align with your wish to enter. He is the disciplinarian of your attention. Most men are lethargic. They let their minds drift like a ship without a rudder, washing up on whatever shore the currents of the day dictate. But you are called to take the helm. Consider the 10 seconds as a technique. If you were to stop right now, close your eyes to the physical world, and for just 10 seconds, completely lose yourself in the feeling of relief that your problem is solved. Truly, deeply feel it. You would have altered the course of your destiny. It takes no longer than that to plant the seed. The question is, will you do it, or will you ignore the invitation? Will you say, "This is just my imagination," and go back to wrestling with shadows? Remember, the only enemy is the assumption you keep entertaining. If you assume you are weak, the world will confirm your weakness. If you assume you are left behind, you will see evidence of abandonment everywhere. Your world is faithful to your state, not to your wishes. You may wish for money, but if your state is one of lack, you will remain poor. You may wish for love, but if your state is one of unworthiness, you will remain alone. Michael's sword cuts through this hypocrisy. He demands that you become one with the thing you seek. This is what it means to be sought by God. The solution to your problem is seeking you, pressing against your mind, asking for entrance. It asks for entrance through your imagination. Will you open the door, or will you keep the door bolted with logic and facts? Logic is the great deceiver. It tells you that you cannot be in two places at once, that you cannot be wealthy when the bank says you are poor. But the spiritual man, the one who walks with Michael, knows that he can be physically in a prison, but mentally in a palace. And if he persists in that mental residence, the prison walls must dissolve to let the palace emerge. This is the law. It has never failed, and it never will. It fails only when we fail to apply it. If you are beginning to see how this inner drama unfolds, consider subscribing to the channel, so we may continue to unravel these mysteries together, turning the symbols of old into the practical power of today. Let us look closely at the nature of this ignoring. When the impulse comes to change your life, the old man, the old self-concept, fights for its survival. It whispers doubts. It reminds you of past failures. It points to the economy, to your age, to your background. This is the resistance. This is the dragon. But you must realize that the dragon has no power other than the power you give it. It breathes fire only because you fuel it with your attention. To stop ignoring God is to turn your back on the dragon. It is to practice the great art of revision. Even if your day-to-day was full of conflict and lack, do not accept it as final. Go back in your mind, rewrite the scene, and hear the good news you wished you had heard. By doing this, you are accepting the invitation. You are saying yes to the God who seeks you. You are using the 10 seconds of the now to restructure the eternity of your future. The Archangel represents the absolute dominion of your awareness over your form. When you identify with this power, you no longer beg for changes in the outer world. You change the inner cause, and the outer world follows. It has no choice. It is a mirror, and a mirror cannot smile until you smile. So the countdown is not a threat, it is an opportunity. Every moment is a fresh 10-second window. Every breath is a new chance to step out of the state of the victim and into the state of the victor. The presence is here, the power is operative, the desire is knocking. Do not be like the foolish virgins who let their oil run out, sleeping when the bridegroom arrived. The bridegroom is your ideal, your fulfilled desire coming to merge with you. Keep your lamp lit, keep your imagination active and noble. As you go about your day, carry this secret knowledge with you. You are walking in the company of greatness, because that greatness is the very core of who you are. The symbols of Scripture are your family album, describing the powers that reside in your own bosom. If you have found value in this perspective, share this message with someone who needs to be reminded of their own power. We are all walking each other home, back to the realization of our divinity. And remember, the search is not one-sided. You think you are seeking the light, but the light is aggressively seeking you. It wants to be known. It wants to be expressed. It wants to wear your face and walk in your shoes as a being of love, wisdom, and power. The only thing that stops it is your belief that you are separate from it. Drop that belief. Drop it now in these next few seconds. Let the feeling of I am wash over you, without conditions, without qualifications. Just I am. In that pure potentiality, Archangel Michael stands guard, and the kingdom is yours. But there is deeper work to be done regarding the specific way this power manifests in the body, and how the silence of the Sabbath brings the fruit to harvest. This silence is not an emptiness, it is a fullness. It is the pregnant pause between the seed being planted and the sprout breaking the surface of the soil. Many of you who feel this deep calling upon your lives mistake the silence for abandonment. You cry out, asking why the signs have stopped, why the visions have ceased. But I tell you, the silence is the evidence that the work is done. When you are truly pregnant with the state, when you have successfully impregnated your subconscious mind with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, there is a natural contentment that follows. This is the Sabbath. It is not a day of the week. It is a psychological attitude of rest. You do not labor to build a house that is already built. You do not run for a bus you are already seated on. You rest. If you are still anxious, if you are still checking the external world for validation, checking your bank account every hour, or watching the phone for a specific message, you have not entered the Sabbath. You have not fully accepted the seed. The body, this garment of flesh you wear, is often the last to know, yet it is the screen upon which the movie is projected. To bring the fruit to harvest, you must trust the darkness of the soil. You must trust that your imagination has ways and means that your conscious, reasoning mind knows nothing of. There is a specific architecture to this stability, a way to navigate the bridge between the inner act and the outer result without losing your footing. If you are serious about mastering this art, if you truly wish to understand the mechanics of how your consciousness structures your reality, I invite you to explore the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This is not merely a collection of words. It is a trilogy designed to be a companion for the chosen ones who are ready to graduate from seeking to finding. Whether you choose to read the ebook or listen to the audiobook, this resource provides the practical map to awaken who you really are, to heal the invisible blocks that the dragon of the past has placed upon you, and to expand with stability. It teaches you how to receive, sustain, and multiply your good without the heavy burden of guilt that so often plagues the spiritual seeker. You will find the link to the 3 keys to a prosperous life in the pinned comment and description below. This is an invitation to deepen your study, to move from being a hearer of the word to a doer of the work. Now, as we return to the silence of the Sabbath, consider the Archangel Raphael. In the lore of the ancients, Raphael is the healer, the one who restores. But viewed through the eye of the mystic, through the lens of the law, Raphael is not a being who flies down to fix a broken body. Raphael is the state of consciousness that admits no imperfection. To heal a situation, be it financial, physical, or relational, you must stop identifying with the wound. As long as you are touching the wound, checking to see if it is still there, you are keeping it alive. You are breathing your life force into the injury. The healing power of your own wonderful human imagination works best when you withdraw your attention from the evidence of the senses. The senses will scream that you are sick, that you are poor, that you are alone. This is the noise of the marketplace. To enter the healing state, the Raphael state, you must go into the inner room and close the door. You must assume the feeling that would be yours. Were you already healthy? Were you already prosperous? And then, And this is the hardest part for the rational mind. You must remain faithful to that assumption even when the mirror of the world has not yet reflected it. Why does it take time? This is the question that haunts the chosen ones. You ask, I have imagined, I have felt it. Why is it not here? You must understand the nature of the bridge of incidents. Between your assumption of the end and its physical manifestation, there is a series of events that must unfold. This is the natural way of the world of Caesar. If you assume you are in a new city, you may be fired from your job in this city. To the unawakened eye, this looks like a disaster. The dragon of fear rears its head and says, look, you tried to use the law, and now things are worse. But to the eye of the awakened imagination, this is not a disaster. This is the bridge. The old structure must be dismantled for the new to be established. You are being moved. The very events that seem to contradict your desire are often the very vehicles bringing it to pass. Do not judge by appearances. When the storm comes, do not rebuke the storm. Recognize it as the rearranging of the furniture in your house to accommodate the new guest you have invited. That guest is your fulfilled desire. If this understanding of the bridge of incidents brings you a measure of peace, if it helps you lay down the burden of worry, I invite you to like this video. It is a small act, but it signals to your own mind that you are accepting this truth, and it helps this teaching find others who are currently lost in the storm, thinking they have been abandoned when they are actually being moved. Let us speak of the armor you must wear during this transition. You have heard of the armor of God in the scriptures. You have heard of the shield of faith and the sword of the Spirit. These are not physical tools for a physical war. They are psychological disciplines for a mental diet. The shield of faith is not a metal plate. It is your refusal to accept the finality of sensory evidence. When the bill comes and the numbers are read, the shield of faith is the inner knowing that says, I remember what I did in my imagination. That is the truth. This paper is the echo of the past. You deflect the fiery dart of fear. You do not let it penetrate your mood. The sword of the Spirit is your analytical power, your ability to discern the true cause of things. It is the power to cut the cord between a visible effect and its supposed secondary cause, and to trace it back to the only true cause, your own I am. When you wield this sword, you stop blaming others. You stop fighting people. You realize that the person who is opposing you in the physical world is only bearing witness to the conflict you hold within yourself. They are messengers. Do not kill the messenger. Change the message you are broadcasting. This brings us to the great mystery of the book of life. You are the author and you are the reader. But most of you are reading the pages you wrote years ago and reacting to them as if they are fresh news. Your memory is a library of scripts. If you keep pulling the same book off the shelf, the book of I am unworthy, the book of I always struggle, the book of they always leave me, you will continue to act out that drama. The actors will change, the scenery will change, but the play will remain the same. You must have the courage to write a new chapter, and you do this not by forcing the external world to bend, but by revising the internal record. This is where the technique of revision becomes your daily bread. At the end of the day, before you drift into sleep, do not merely recount the events as they happened. That is the way of the historian, not the creator. Review the day, and where it did not meet your ideal, rewrite it. Did you have an argument with a loved one? In your mind's eye, rewrite the scene. Hear them say what you wished they had said. Feel yourself responding with love instead of anger. Replay this new scene over and over until it takes on the tones of reality, until it feels like that is what actually happened. What are you doing? You are changing the seed, you are altering the frequency of the memory. And because the future is merely the past projected out, by changing the past, you change the future. You are literally editing the timeline of your life. This practice requires persistence. It is not for the faint of heart. That is why you are called the chosen ones. not because you are special in the eyes of a partial God, but because you have chosen to take up the burden of responsibility for your own consciousness. You have chosen to wake up, and the waking up is a process of constant vigilance. You must stand porter at the door of your mind. Consider the hypnagogic state, the state akin to sleep. This is the narrow gate. As you lie in bed at night, you are on the threshold of the subconscious, the very presence of God. Most people enter this presence dragging the debris of the day, worry, anger, fear. They fall asleep dwelling on what they do not want, and so they impregnate the subconscious with monsters. Then they wake up and wonder why their world is full of dragons. You must learn to cleanse your temple before you sleep. This is your priestly duty. Wash yourself in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Ask yourself, if everything were perfect right now, if my prayer were answered this very moment, how would I feel? Catch that mood. It might be relief. It might be gratitude. It might be a quiet ecstasy. Sustain that mood. Let it wrap around you like a warm blanket. Do not try to visualize a complex movie with 1,000 details that will only keep you awake. Instead, take a short phrase, a phrase that implies fulfillment. Thank you. It is wonderful. It is finished. Repeat this phrase like a lullaby. Lull yourself into sleep with the feeling of success. By doing this, you are programming the machine of the universe to work for you while you rest. You are giving orders to the angels of your deeper self. When you wake, you may not see the change instantly, but the shift has occurred. The trajectory has been altered. You are now walking on a new bridge. If you are finding value in these practical instructions, if you feel the truth of this resonating in your chest, consider subscribing to the channel. By subscribing, you are telling the algorithm of your own life that you value this nourishment, that you wish to be reminded of your power, and share your experience in the comments. When you test this, when you try the revision or the sleep technique, come back and tell us what happened. Your testimony is a lamp that lights the way for another who is stumbling in the dark. We must also address the concept of the other. In your journey, you will encounter resistance from people, family members who doubt you, bosses who overlook you, partners who do not understand your silence. It is easy to fall into the trap of resentment. It is easy to see them as the enemy, as the dragon blocking your gold. But I tell you, everyone is yourself pushed out. They are only echoing what you are whispering in the secret places of your heart. If you feel disrespected, ask yourself, where am I disrespecting myself? If you feel ignored, ask, where am I ignoring my own intuition, my own I am? The world is a merciless mirror. It has no choice but to reflect your face. If you frown at it, it frowns back. You cannot walk up to the mirror and force the reflection to smile while you remain angry. You must smile first. This is the great secret of forgiveness. You do not forgive others because they deserve it or to be moral. You forgive them because they do not exist independently of your state of consciousness. To forgive is to completely identify the other with the ideal you hold for them. If someone is being difficult, imagine them as kind. Hear them speaking to you with love. Do not do this to manipulate them. Do it to free yourself from the tyranny of your own reaction. When you change your concept of them, they must change to conform to it, or they will fade from your world. The law is absolute. There is a deeper level to this, one that touches upon the very purpose of your existence. You are here to learn that you are the operant power. You are not here to beg God, you are here to exercise the God power within you. This is why the challenges seem so great for the chosen ones. The weight you carry is the weight of glory, the weight of responsibility. You are being tempered like steel. Do not fear the heat of the furnace. The trials you face are not punishments. They are the pressure required to turn coal into diamond. Every time you refuse to react to a negative circumstance, every time you choose to assume the best when the worst is presented, you are polishing the diamond. You are becoming a conscious creator. Let us look at the symbol of the harvest. In the scriptures, the harvest is the end of the age. In your mind, the harvest is the manifestation of your assumption. But remember, there is a season for everything. You do not plant the seed and dig it up the next morning to see if it has roots. That is the anxiety of the amateur. The master gardener trusts the season. He knows that once the seed is in the ground, once the feeling of the wish fulfilled is locked in, the harvest is inevitable. During the waiting period, your work is to maintain the high watch. You keep your inner atmosphere clean. You do not let the weeds of doubt choke the word. If a negative thought comes, do not fight it. Do not wrestle with the demon. Simply replace it. Indifference is the only effective weapon against a negative state. To fight a thing is to give it reality. To ignore it and focus on the ideal is to starve it of attention. This is the discipline of the watchman. Watchman, what of the night? The answer should be, the morning comes. Always the morning comes. Your faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is the currency of the kingdom. You spend this currency by investing your attention in noble thoughts, in lovely reports, in the feeling of success. Many of you ask about specific desires, money, love, health. These are all valid. God, your imagination, does not judge your desire. The desire is the promise that the thing is already yours. But you must understand that you do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. To get the money, you must occupy the state of wealth. You must feel the security and the freedom that money brings before the bank balance changes. To find love, you must occupy the state of being loved. You must walk through your home, feeling the presence of the partner, sleeping in the imaginary embrace, wearing the ring in your mind. You cannot fake this. The universe is not fooled by empty affirmations. It responds to the core feeling, the naturalness of the state. It must feel natural to you. If you affirm, I am wealthy, but you feel like a fraud, you will manifest more fraudulence. You must practice the feeling until it fits you like a well-worn glove. This is why we say, wear the feeling. Put it on. Walk around in it. At first, it may feel strange, like a new suit that is a bit stiff. But as you wear it day after day, it conforms to your body. It becomes you. And once it becomes you, the outer world will reshape itself to match the new man. There is a profound mystery in the name of God, I am. It is a verb, not a noun. It is a state of being. You are always saying, I am something. I'm tired, I'm poor, I'm lonely. You are constantly signing your name to these conditions. You must learn to put a guard on your tongue and your inner speech. Stop taking the name of the Lord in vain. To take the name in vain is not to shout a curse word. It is to say, I am, followed by something you do not wish to be. Start saying, I am, followed by what you desire to be, even if your senses deny it. I am secure. I am healthy. I am chosen. I am free. Say it quietly. Say it with conviction. Feel the reality of it. When you do this, you are calling things that are not as though they were. This is the creative act. And what of the dragon we spoke of earlier? The dragon is merely the frozen energy of your past, frozen in the form of circumstances. It looks solid, it looks terrifying, but it is only frozen water. The warmth of your new conception, the fire of your new passion and faith will melt it. Do not fear the melting process. It may look like a flood, but it is the liberation of your energy. The energy that was trapped in the problem is released to become the solution. As you continue this walk, you will find that the symbols of the angels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, become your constant companions, not as invisible entities floating in the air, but as faculties of your own mind. Michael is your courage to stand in the truth. Gabriel is the good news you announce to yourself. Uriel is the light of understanding that breaks through the confusion. You are the host of heaven. You contain the legions within you. So, tonight, test this. Do not just listen to my voice and nod your head. The law operates whether you believe in it or not, but it operates beneficially only when you consciously direct it. Tonight, before you sleep, Identify one thing you desire, just one. Condense it into a single scene that implies it is done. A handshake, a hug, looking at a piece of paper that confirms it. Construct this scene. Then step into it. Do not look at it from the outside like a movie screen. Step into the screen. See through your own eyes. Feel the hand, smell the air, hear the voice. Do this until you feel the relief of "it is done." Then drop it. Let it go into the deep. Trust the silence. Trust the Sabbath. The seed has been planted. The rest is up to the deeper self, the Father within who does the work. If you commit to this, if you persist in this, you will see the mountains move. You will see the Red Sea part. You will realize that the stories of old were never about men in sandals living thousands of years ago. They were about you, here now, discovering that you are the central character in the divine drama. Keep your gaze fixed on the end. The end is where you begin. The end is the anchor. And remember, you are never alone in this. The very desire you feel is the knock of God at the door. Open the door, invite the guest in, and dine with the fulfillment of your dreams. But there is more to understand about the nature of this dining, about how to consume the state so fully that